that you would not be the same without. Their presence just has an undescribable calming effect, and you can't help but feel like a better person when you're around them. This person for me is my dad. My dad gives his all in everything he does. He's generous and empathetic, and he sees the best in people and wants the best for them. My dad has been a hard worker his whole life, even from a young age. Some people in sports, some kids call him all-pro because he always gave 100% of his effort, 100% of the time. Whether it was baseball, soccer, football, or whatever sport he was playing, he was locked in. My dad acknowledges the opportunity he has to try his best, and he doesn't take it for granted because he knows that you're not always given that opportunity in life. He's always told me that if you can't try your hardest during the fun parts of life, like the sports you play, then you'll never be able to. My dad is my biggest supporter, and after every softball game, he's there to help me, and he's there to coach me and make me a better player. And I'm a better athlete because of him. I believe his constructive criticism has made me a better player as a consequence. I love watching my dad play slow pitch softball in the summers. He hits the ball hard, and he tries his best and runs as hard as he can, no matter what. And if he makes a mistake, he moves on from it and doesn't dwell on it. His work ethic has followed him throughout his life. He's the type of person that will never leave a job unfinished. Even as a little kid, I could remember my dad working with intention to make sure everything was packed perfectly for our family vacations. He's very organized and always has a plan. Sometimes it can be hard to keep up with his expectations, but he understands people's limitations and has patience with others. My dad has worked hard for his achievements, and this has allowed him to give freely to others. My dad is one of the most generous people I know. He understands his needs and chooses not to overindulge, but to give to those less fortunate. He's been frugal his whole life, and these spending habits have influenced how me and my siblings view money. He routinely hands out money to homeless people and tries to make their day better. I remember driving home one summer, and he handed out money to a guy on the street. At the time, I was just kind of annoyed because it took 20 minutes for him to have a conversation with him and help him out. But now looking back, I realized that he made the person's day better and helped him out when he probably needed it. With that mission, he uses his resources to donate to charities and give a donation to the church. Not only does he help those in need with physical gifts, but he helps them mentally as well. He tries to listen whenever he can, and he doesn't view terms in black and white, but he's open-minded about conversation. Even though my dad has strong beliefs, he does his best to hear out others and come to a common ground. My dad and brothers have arguments often, but they feel more like discussions because they actually listen to each other instead of arguing each other's points and not hearing out the other. His goal in conversation is to help a person in whatever way he can. He truly lives to make a positive impact on the lives of others. These past couple of years have been especially influential to my dad's growing empathy. He's had times where he hasn't felt himself, and going through those times has allowed him to understand with other people if they're not doing well. And you never really know what other people are going through. My dad cares for others on a deep level and wants the best for everyone. He reminds me often that people care more about being heard and understood than they do about being lectured. 3 traits I look up to: work ethic, generosity, and empathy. My dad possesses all of these attributes, and I hope to model his efforts in turn. I hope that you have a role model in your life who you can look up to and aim to be like. My dad makes my life and the lives of others brighter by knowing him. The way that he treats others and acts out his goals is something that I admire immensely. I know that he always has my back and is looking out for me. So try your best in everything you do, and share your good fortune with others. Listen to the others with the intention of learning something from them, not simply replying. We only live once, so be kind. Try to make a positive impact on others, and try to make the world a better place. Thanks for listening to my speech.